So I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Nima, how's your week?
My week, it's been all right. It's the beginning of the week right now, but the last week that...
I know, we're only Monday.
This is Monday. Last week was awesome, though. It was uneventful and nice.
Yeah.
How about you?
Relax. Last week, a lot of work.
Like on your business stuff and the band stuff?
This week's going to be easier. Oh, and by the way, how's Thursday for you, 5 o'clock?
Thursday, 5 o'clock.
We're going to practice Thursday and then...
it'll be okay. I can do it.
Get here at 4 and then we'll hang out with Saro and then set it up because we have to set up more. Like after this today, I'm going to make sure we can use the other card so that we can record 3 at once.
That's fine.
We haven't really introed ourselves yet.
That's okay. This is Nima.
This is Remy.
This is episode 55.
67. Oh, same idea.
That was it. You guys just missed the most incredible awkward moment ever. What episode is this?
5.
Okay. Dude, what did you think about the last episode?
I didn't listen to it.
You didn't?
No.
My brother just finished listening to it. He said it was our best one yet.
Why would he say that?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to roll with that.
Dude, I would disagree just because both of us left the recording thinking like it was But
yeah, but I mean, we're learning.
Yeah.
I'll take your brother's input any day.
Did you you didn't listen to it at all, right?
No, it's just the beginning and the outros, just the intro and outro so I can make sure the music syncs up nicely, but
you should listen to it because there's a part that we're talking about. Like the last 20 minutes of it are actually pretty damn funny and pretty good. And there's a part that we're talking about the trajectory of our planning for this podcast.
Oh, nice.
And then I was like, yeah, we're doing this every week and I'm getting sick of you. And you completely ignored me. Like, all right, guys, thanks for listening. God, I got to open my notes.
So, this movie, man. Upstream Color or whatever.
Hold on. We're not there yet.
It took me so long to figure out what it was called. Like, I spent literally 10 minutes on Netflix search thing.
Upstream Color?
Yeah.
It's a weird-ass name.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, I know it has color in it. So I was like, COL. And then I was like, there's only 6 of them. I'm like, which one is it? And then I was like, it's probably this weird one with this people laying in the bathtub. All right, that was it. Cool.
Before we even get into that, holy shit, that episode has 13 plays, which is huge for us.
House of Cards?
Yeah.
We made it, dude.
Dude, the Batman one has 10 plays and it's been out for over a week already. But House of Cards is 13.
I think people are perplexed with House of Cards and they had questions that they took to the internet and we were there to answer those questions.
Answer all of them very incorrectly, but we answered them anyway. I feel like that's gonna be the style of our podcast. You can come to us if you want incorrect information. Look no further.
Or we can just say like, you guys will have to fact check us, but hopefully we'll have it right the first time around.
But I feel like we haven't on any of our podcasts.
Well, no, it's all right. We're just talking.
I love it though. I was talking to a few people. Actually, I was talking to this kid last night, one of Joe's friends. Yeah. And he actually has a degree in film, if I understand it correctly.
That's cool.
He completely agreed with us on House of Cards, on like every single point. I was like, no shit.
He listened to the whole thing.
No. He was just like, he knew about our podcast. Uh-huh. So he asked what the latest one was about. And then he asked what we're going to talk about tonight, which I'll let you know his points on the one we're going to talk about today. But then he was like, yeah, it was meh. It was like last 2 seasons were meh. And he went over the reasons too. And I don't know if you're going to listen to this, Pat, but if you do, I may have just lied. But I thought you agreed with us.
That's cool. What do you think of one day like getting someone who their whole job is to edit our hour to condense it to something way more potent and cool?
Dude, I'm all for it. Because here's the thing. The way we're going right now, I want us to keep going at this trajectory because it's... What is that term? What's the term for a graph that goes up like
exponential.
It's exponential right now. And I want us to keep going.
I don't know if you can qualify something like this and put exponential on it.
Why?
Exponential literally means...
More and more as the time goes, right?
Yeah, it's just like the curve that you just made with your hand. Like, it just goes twice as fast, twice as often. It's like...
But we're going... I mean... You know what? I guess you're right because it is a steady trajectory that you can plan out.
We're here,
but
we're on that curve that takes forever, and at one point it goes like straight up.
Dude, I want us to keep going at this.
Yeah,
I love it every week.
We're here every week. Next week is cereal with my cousin at 5 Thursday.
Oh my god, I don't know how that's gonna go.
No, me neither. But that's the beauty of it.
I think it's gonna go really well.
Well, let's not speculate on how.
No. I think it's gonna go really well because I feel like since now we're kind of sort of finding our pattern, which may be just our. Everybody says their podcast idea is that them chatting because everybody has that idea.
Yeah.
But I feel like the more we go towards that side,
we'll mold something.
Yeah, it will become awesome.
So, did you watch anything interesting the past week? Because I did.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
What did you watch?
A lot of porn.
Okay, I'm gonna go for. I watched the first episode of Gotham.
Oh,
because I was interested. I'm starting to get interested in the whole Batman thing.
Yeah.
Is it good? I didn't like it that much. It looks cool. I mean, it's. I think it's high production value. I'm not sure. I think it is.
I've heard it has one of the best looking Gotham cities that you've seen.
It looks like a real regular town.
It does. I haven't seen
Chicago or something like that.
When it first came out, one of the.
By the way, Chicago.
Yeah.
Unions is the reason why everybody's going there because it's cheaper.
Unions.
They have unions for, I guess, the unions for like electricians that work on set. That works on set.
That makes them more expensive. Unions are higher price employees.
I don't know, but
I mean, yeah,
that's what
right.
Mariah was saying. Like, it's probably because of the unions of Chicago for.
But Chicago's everywhere. But when Gotham first came out, one of the reviews was like, it's great. It's nice to see the root of all these characters.
Before, yeah.
But the obvious piece that's missing is Batman. Well, and they said it's really obvious and really awkward that Batman's not anywhere in the story at all.
Yeah, well, he's a kid. I only watched episode 1 and he's there. He's like main part of this whole thing.
Oh, he is?
But it's more about Gordon, the not sheriff.
The sheriff of Gotham. Dude, we should do a Western version of Batman.
Yeah.
What I did listen to...
Armadillo Man.
Oh my God. Dude, Armadillo. One of the things that we're absolutely going to do, and I wish I could force everybody, I'm hugely into gaming and like games that are done really, really well. You said Armadillo. Red Dead Redemption is by far one of the best video games ever made. And it's a Western story. It's an epic, incredible story that would have been amazing.
Is it the story that's really awesome or the actual game? Because like I understand why a lot of people like video games for the stories. I have personally never been able to get into stories like in a video game like Final Fantasy VII. All my friends would play on PlayStation when it came out back in the day. Metal Gear Solid, PlayStation again, and then there's Zelda and all these games. It's like stories I'm sure are great, but how can I get into the story if I'm not enjoying the gaming experience?
See, I think that's what it is. I think we're going to have a whole episode about gaming, but I think it's for you. I think everybody can enjoy a good story because I think gaming is the most efficient medium because you can be partaking in the story and it's interactive. So you just got to find the right story.
How interactive are they? Because I know some games, like, depending on the things that you do or the choices you make, rather, in the story, like Resident Evil and stuff, then your story, that storyline can change.
Yeah.
But they don't do that often because that's so hard to do. Like,
it is hard to do, and I feel like when they do that, it lowers the quality of the story a lot because the choices take away from what the writers wanted to do. Yeah. But here's the thing: before we get too much into it, because we have a whole other thing to talk about. But Red Dead Redemption is made by
which I don't really care about.
Come on, don't tell me that. Red Dead Redemption is made by the folks who made GTA, so it's that kind of gameplay. It's open world gameplay.
Really? Because GTA is cool. It's pretty fluid.
It's incredibly fluid.
And this one's the same, but you have a horse and some big-ass guns. That's it,
Exactly. Right? And, dude, you play it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you realize you're fully engrossed in this story, and it takes, like, these emotional
But how long is this?
Dude, I don't know.
Like, how consistently do you have to play, and how frequently do you have to play this storyline, this game, for you to actually... like feel emotionally attached to it? I would assume like you make it like a marathon. You go through the whole game sitting once. Like
no,
how many hours is
once.
that?
I don't sit. The game came out and I didn't even finish it because I went straight to online play and it was fun. But then like 2 or 3 years later, I was like, hey, I should play the story of this game. And I went through it. I would play probably like way too much, but like maybe 2 or 3 hours every sitting. And honestly, by the time I was getting closer to the end of it and big story moments were happening. I either cried or I was at the verge of crying.
Wow.
The story and
the story mode.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not so much cutscenes.
Right?
It's It's not so much the cutscenes. It's because you're partaking into the story. Like one of the big parts of the story is that you're missing your family the whole time. You're doing everything you can to get back to your family.
All right.
So at this moment in the story, one of the guys goes, hey, your family's at this ranch. Go get him, right? So imagine like GTA, imagine all those things.
Right.
You get into a car, you go there, music starts playing, and you're just booking it to see your family. You as a player have a huge emotional reaction to it. You just like, I want to go see them. I'm just taking
But
my
like,
horse
is it like one of the Zelda games on the N64 where you're just like, you get on your horse and you're literally horsing around to get to the next place for like 15 freaking minutes in the middle of nowhere?
No.
What's the fun in that?
I would say, when it comes,
it's
this
way
is
more
so much better than GTA,
entertaining. It's more interactive then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of things are happening in the world. The design of it is gorgeous. Imagine like if somebody designed Arizona to be stunning. That's what it is. The whole world is like supposed to be like the southwest region of US plus Mexico.
So let's say you have a mission, let's call it that, and then you gotta take your horse and go for a few days, but on your way there, a lot of shit happens to you. That's cool. That's cool.
Like you'll see things on the side. You want to help people that you see on the side. People call your names. There might be robbers there. All these things actually add to your character's history. It's amazing.
Okay. So you can literally finish this game in no time, or you can take as much time and make your experience way more potent.
Absolutely. Like all the side missions, you don't have to do.
That's cool.
We're not gonna
talk about this.
Yes, because we're gonna talk about it at another. Because I want other people to play the game, so I can talk to them about it. That could be you. That could be Joe. Yeah. But we need to talk about it because it's an amazing piece of literature and media.
What about Geometry Wars? Like, where is that? I've seen some screenshot of Geometry Wars 3.
Yeah. The developers for Geometry Wars went bankrupt.
Where can you play that?
Activision closed it out.
Yeah.
I think it might be on iPads and stuff. So yeah, Activision continued it, and I don't know where it is, but I heard it's good. I heard Geometry Wars 3 is good. Not as good as Geometry Wars 2, which you and I played for way too long, and we would yell at each other and get competitive.
And I would just be better than you. Let's admit that.
You would be better than me. I would beat your score, and I would feel so good, and then like 30 minutes later, you're like, it's
30 million's higher. I don't know how to Disney me, but yeah. Anyways, so
I got more to say about this week.
What else did you do besides porn? Pen. What did you watch?
I got this pen,
dude. This is cool.
It's called a space pen.
It's like $20 though on Amazon.
It's worth it. It's 100%.
I believe it is because I would definitely use something like that. It doesn't get lost too much.
Yeah, dude. I heard. You know who Adam Savage is?
I heard that name before.
Adam Savage, I feel like...
Sandwich?
Like, I have a bro crush on him, whatever it's called. Adam Savage. It's the guy from Mythbusters. The crazy one from Mythbusters. Oh, yeah,
he's cool.
Yeah, so he has his own YouTube channel, like his own YouTube business.
He's got podcasts and stuff, too.
Yeah, he does. So one of the things, they went over what he carries with him every day.
Yeah.
And he pulls his pen out of his pocket. And then it's just a regular pen. And the way it's designed for you guys that can't see it, it's super tiny when it's closed. And it opens up.
It looks like a bullet.
Yeah, and it opens up to a full
elongated bullet.
Mm-hmm. And it's great. You always have it in your pocket. You can't feel it, so it's never bothersome while it's in your pocket.
Well, if it's in your pocket with your phone, then your phone screen might be in trouble because that's so hard.
Yeah, but just use different pockets.
Yeah.
Use your right pocket for all the keys and all the junk, and left one for your phone. But then this thing, I bought a journal, the Radia journal, and I've been looking at buying a couple of ones. One for our episodes for the podcast, like our notes or what I'm going to talk about, or just doodling while we talk, and then the other one's for drawing. Anyway. Kevin Rose had a new podcast, and this is total coincidence. He was like, hey, I've been writing in journals for the longest time, but I didn't know there was different ones out there. I didn't know people were spending money on making the paper nice, on making the covers nice, make sure the ink doesn't go through it, all these things. So he brings up this guy who's an expert in stationery, an expert in journals, right? And they were talking about it, and he's like, you know what? If I would tell anybody to buy any journal right now, it would be a Radia. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I picked out the best one.
Maybe he's getting paid for that.
He's not, but you know what's nice about it, dude? This would be ideal if it turned out to be true for us. This dude's doing that for a living. He said he had a job. He started doing a blog about stationery because he likes stationery.
Yeah.
And it became big enough that it's like, all right, this is my job now.
But he started with his niche. Like he knew he liked that a lot, stationery stuff. Mm-hmm. And so it's an easy thing to delve into, I guess, if you're passionate about it.
Yeah. So that ties me.
Have we figured out what we are?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of life, dude. Figuring out what it is that you like doing with your time.
So
enjoyingly.
So do we like this? Do we like talking about movies and sci-fi? And
well, I love talking with you. That's number one.
Yeah.
So, I think having good conversations is what I like doing. Like a lot of people like doing that. So I don't know.
It's funny that I keep hearing other people talk about how they have these fun conversations with their friends, and they're like, hey, we should make a podcast about it. It's shocking how many people talk about it, but it's also sad how many people don't do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like, there's so many avenues out there.
That's what we're doing. This is on number 5.
Yeah.
Numero 5.
Number 5. And we're going to do 6th one this week, but it's not going to be out for another week.
Probably not.
No. And we got to figure out, dude, it's getting to the point that we need to figure out what number 7 is going to be about.
Yeah, we haven't thought of that yet.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Well, no, we already decided that number 7 is not going to be about any subject. We're going to try something new.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we're going to try a new structure and just go with the flow. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
It will be awesome.
Anyways, guys, again, this is Remy and Nima, and it's on Steadiocast, and we are trying to podcast ourselves.
How long have we been chatting?
I have no idea. I don't want to look.
Oh, you're recording though, right?
Yeah. It's been like 15 minutes so far.
Nice.
So, yeah, the movie. Oh, yeah. No, next. The number 7. Wow.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Serial.
Yeah.
Number 7 is random. We won't have one. Or maybe we can talk about, I don't know, the migrations of snails in the south of...
Dude, let's go balls out on that research and come back. No, I think number 7 is going to be exciting because we're not going to have a topic, but it's going to flow
topics.
into...
We were afraid that this was going to turn into reviews, and everybody's doing reviews, and
we're not really qualified to do reviews. But here's the thing, we're not qualified to do reviews, but we are very qualified to have discussions about things.
Yeah.
Like we do that
everyone is. That's a human perk.
Yeah, but I feel like we're better than most humans. Totally kidding, humans.
That's sorry for all you humans out there who feel inferior to.
Yeah, most humans feel that way when they meet us. I swear to God, I'm not going to try that.
Nima,
what is this episode about?
This movie, Upstream Color, is the first time you give me a movie to watch and I do not enjoy it.
You didn't enjoy it?
No.
Why?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe it was way above my head. I don't know. The story was just like. I mean, I could literally go and watch it again and really pay attention to everything, but I don't have time to think about what this movie meant.
That's the number one thing I hear about this guy's movies. His name... Keep talking.
Now, beautiful...
Shane Carruth.
I really like the cinematography, how simplistic it is, using the lights and the colors. Beautiful looking.
Amazing.
The acting is really good too. Really good, genuine. Yeah. They're happy. They're upset at each other. But there's some plots that are... That's the plot. The plots are hard to understand.
I think that's one of the issues with Shane Carruth, I think is his name. Carruth. Here's the thing. Before I even get into that, I feel like with this guy, with Shane Carruth, we have the next Spielberg. We have the next Christopher Nolan.
Why do you say that?
Because he is operating at a level that is so above us.
So this means that once he is able to focus a little more, he'll be able to tell a story much easier for people to understand. Maybe that's not his style. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he wants to be abstract.
He does, but
it's an abstract movie.
But it is a hugely abstract movie.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one of the reasons I wanted you to watch it, because I want this to be us. How many years have you, me, and my brother been talking about creating something? And we're going to create something, and it's going to be incredible. Just so you realize, this is the dude's second movie. He went from making nothing. He made Primer for $5,000 or $7,000 or something like that, which is an insanely small movie. He made this for $50,000, which is
it's all this movie. I think was all he spent a lot of time editing because he's trying to tell his story via beautiful cinematography, very sparse, simple dialogues, but the editing, is what he needs maybe to own his skill a little more to tell the story a little better. But again, he might have done all this on purpose. I don't know.
I think he does. I think he's very deliberate about what he does and what he picks on what doing. If
that's the case, that means he doesn't care if his movies are successful yet. But that's only his second movie. Doesn't. If he doesn't care, then props to him because he's doing art.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. I was going to tell you, this movie, unlike everything else we've talked about, is a piece of art.
Sure, and I agree with that.
I was talking to somebody last night who... I don't know if we were recording at that point or not. He has a degree in film, and we start talking about Shane Carruth. He's like, Primer is the best movie that you will never understand. And the same with this. He's like, you can watch this and you can be like, I should love this, but I don't understand what is happening. And he does that, and I feel like he's a genius. He's an engineer that was like, you know what, I'm going to make movies. So his first movie, Primer, is one of the... it's a cult classic now. It's won so many sci-fi awards. Everybody says it's a movie that...
Sci-fi?
When he explains time travel, you're like, I get it now. You're like, all right, this is how time travel would be. And that's what
how it would work in theory?
Yeah.
So it gets scientifical?
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to talk about, black holes and well, you don't have to, but you have to talk about the space and time things. Dude, bending.
In the movie, they draw charts and stuff, and that's
cool.
It's still above my head, but I enjoy watching it, and that's the kind of shit that he makes.
Yeah.
But I'm just so proud of him, and I want that to be us because he just got hired by Steven Soderbergh, the guy who made Ocean's 13, Ocean's 12, and the guy who made that show that you love. What's that Showtime show about the doctor in the surgery, the old school?
The Nick?
Yeah. So did you hear the music in that show?
I love that show.
The music matches his style of music. So Steven Soderbergh just hired him to do the music for his next show. Like this dude does everything.
Oh, he does the music himself.
Yeah, he shoots, he writes, he directs, he produces.
But on the Nick, he only did the music?
He didn't do the music. Oh. But I feel like it was close enough that Steven Soderbergh's like, all right, I want this guy to be doing my music. Okay. So for the next show, he just got hired to do the music, even though he does everything else.
Yeah.
But this huge director was
a huge creative mastermind.
But the thing is, he also self-releases the movies. He self-distributes them.
Yeah, his main goal is probably to become a director, or to be a successful one, or he already is. But anyways, I props to him for making art if he doesn't care about audience, because
you're lost.
I didn't enjoy it. The cinematography and the cool acting was like not enough for me to like I was the last 10 minutes I was like, all right, when is this over? I got stuff to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there any parts that were memorable?
One thing I didn't like
in
my experience watching this movie is life's already hard, a lot of tension in my life. I'm sure everybody can relate. And that was just another on top of it, like disconcerting, like, oh, what if this happens?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get snippets of like, oh, this is kind of what life is like, and then it's not really an uplifting, like
not at all. It's super depressing.
Yeah, and I don't have time for that shit. I'm constantly trying to get my head above water, like as far as not getting sad about life being so crazy. So, anyways, that's the reason why I really didn't enjoy it.
That's the reason I feel like deep down inside this movie worked.
Yeah, of course. It like made me uncomfortable. Yeah, sure, but I don't have time. I'm already plenty uncomfortable with some things in my life. I don't have time for this.
Dude, I totally agree. And
I think that's why I'm loving superhero stuff. I watched Deadpool this weekend.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
It's pretty cool.
I need to watch it.
I feel like they could have done stuff better, but it was pretty cool.
It was funny, right?
Yeah, it's like finally a superhero movie that is different. Remember when we did the Batman vs Superman number 3 and we're like, all these movies are becoming stale and the same thing over and over again? With humor, they're able to do something different, like Deadpool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it.
All right, I need to watch it. And then we'll talk about that too. Maybe we'll devote some part of it an episode to it. But there's a few things I want to talk about with this. Firstly, like if we're going to do this as our project towards hopefully in the future where we have something that's we created ourselves, that's incredible that we can release. I'm impressed by this guy for a budget of $50,000, which is nothing compared to independent movies cost a few million. Not that much, but at least a few million. For him to do this movie for $50,000, what's the problem?
Let's take a break.
Okay.
We are back. Sorry about that, guys.
So let me tell you what happened.
Yes.
Our mic was set up a little bit incorrectly.
Yes.
It's okay. Yeah. We'll live. But so what was I talking about? We were talking about Upstream Color. Don't say that, but what else?
Louder now.
But so much better, right?
You're talking about this guy, the director.
Yeah. So for him to make a movie with $50,000, and I think he made over $500,000, that's a huge success story, and that's awesome.
Well, how much? Like, I mean, was that movie popular? Like did a lot of people? I mean, it's on Netflix.
Reviews amazingly popular. It's critically acclaimed. I think his fans obviously love it, and I think he grew even a larger fan base. And his next movie, it has Anne Hathaway in it. It has Keanu Reeves in it. And I assume he's going to
play... His third movie?
Yeah, this is his third movie. This is
What movie's coming out with that?
It's called Open Ocean, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
The only thing we know about
So again, it's going to be much better, but still beautiful. This might be the big movie.
I think so. I think because it has so many big actors in it,
yeah,
I think studios are going to be involved, and they're going to make sure they bring him down to a grounded level. Because the Keanu Reeves and Anne Hathaway are in it, whoever the studio is that's going to pay for it, they're going to be like, all right, we need more people to watch it to make money. Because it's not going to be a $50,000 movie. It's going to be like probably a 10, 20, maybe $30 million movie.
Yeah.
And So you know that he was in it, right?
Who?
Shane Carruth is the guy. It's
Which guy? The young guy or the old guy?
Jeff.
Jeff is the main protagonist.
The main protagonist. That's Shane Carruth. He's
starring in his own movie.
He always does. So far in the 2 movies, he's been the main guy in both movies. Huh. And I feel like his acting is even on point.
The acting is great in that movie. The
Like,
chick's
that's
great.
yeah.
The other older gentleman's great. That's
So-
about it.
So I want to talk about the characters because I am just now realizing, because I had to watch the movie again for this podcast, and this probably would be the 4th or 5th time I've seen the movie.
Jesus, I will not waste another hour and a half of my
Dude,
life.
I do
watching
that. You don't actively watch things. I actively watch things over and over and over and over and over.
I actively watch things the first time around if I liked it or not, you know?
Yeah. So the movie opens up with the character that I just found out is called the Thief. That weird
Right.
guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
I feel like that opening sequence with him actually, like, they set up what these worms or the larva, whatever
Yeah.
it is, they do.
Yeah.
That sequence was incredible with the kids.
Yeah. But what's up with the kids? Like I was expecting them to come back, but they're not part of the story.
They're really not part of the story. They come back again at the end, but it's a minor character.
Yeah.
So the way he basically used the kids as a story tool to show that, hey, these things that are coming from the larva, that it's basically in the dirt of this special plant, actually give people special powers. Like the powers that they had were the 2 of them became in sync.
Yeah.
So with their eyes closed, they could make the same movements. And then one of them strikes the other one. And then they have this incredible, like, almost like a small little fight scene. Like imagine like a Matrix fight scene.
Yeah.
Where they cancel each other's moves.
Yeah.
But
They're
such amazing
perfectly in
music.
sync.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
like that. I like that. That drew me in a little
Yeah.
bit. But again, like after that, again, is that drug that they took the same thing that the girls?
Yeah.
And then later on, you learn the guy is like, you know,
Like that's the whole cycle of it. The whole story is supposed to be there's a cycle and you don't know where the cycle starts. Because remember, he gave the
get
girl
it.
and obviously Jeff that
Yeah.
little larva, like they actually injected it. They became
slaves for a little
slaves for a little bit while he stole all their money
Yeah.
and basically ruined their life.
Yeah.
And then this other guy who he's known as a sampler.
Yeah, that the thing with the pigs and stuff. Like, what the fuck? How did he puts the speakers in the ground?
Yeah.
It's cool sound. The whole sound aspect we can talk about too.
Yeah.
And then the chick who just woke up from, she hasn't even woken up yet from her
No,
slave
she
dream.
hasn't. Correct.
She drives there. She walks to the field, and then he takes her and performs some kind of surgery with a pig next to it, like some kind of transfusion.
Yeah, of the worm that's inside her body. So he
How
transfers.
does he
it over.
know? Is
So-
he attracting her with the speakers? Does
Yes,
he
he
save
is.
people?
Yes, he is. So that's the whole story. And the theory is that he could be one of the people that this happened to, and he realized more than the rest of them. So he's shown, like when you watch the movie, you take him as the villain of the movie, but he's really not. He's more of an observer. When he has
The
that
villain is the bad guy that takes all the
thief.
information.
Yeah. So when he has that pig farm, he's basically creating a safe haven for all the pigs that are connected and, you know, figuratively all the people that are connected to those pigs. Because once you transfer the worm
But-
over from the people to the pigs, you become connected to that being.
What's that? Yeah, I get it. But what's the? He gets upset at his pigs for trying to break out of the thing he's made.
Yeah, it's not.
Is that
it's
a
not-
metaphor of some sort?
It is absolutely. The whole thing's a metaphor. But it's not so much that he gets upset because you see him watching the whole time. He's curious. He's like, first of all, he doesn't understand why these 2 pigs became friends because
and they have kids.
yeah, exactly. And then
Oh, so the 2 pigs are the main
exactly.
actors.
And that's the metaphor. And that's not so much a metaphor. It's because these beings, the species of humans and the pigs, for these specific individuals are connected.
Yeah.
So what happens with the pigs is it's happening with these real life people. That's why when he goes up to them, he has the ability to, like much like Sense8, he has the ability to visit their lives.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he goes and witnesses them. And every time I watch the movie,
And at the end, they
visit him.
The girl, anyways, is able to see him when he's visiting.
Yeah,
The
that
other
was a
guy-
trap.
The other
That was
guy
a trap.
never sees him.
No,
A trap set by who?
a trap set by the 2 of them, by
Oh,
Jeff
because
and
that's-
Chris.
At the same time, they're trying to figure out what's happened to
Yep.
them, and they have the same stories, and they're always yelling at each other for No, I said that. No, I said that. No, it's my story.
Correct.
No, it's your story. And now, so they are eventually figuring out that they're trying to figure out what happened to them.
Correct. And I believe, even though emotionally,
But it's still the movie never shows that.
It doesn't.
But
because
at the end, like she's petting her pig,
yeah, she is
like reconnected or some sort.
correct. But the way
Making signs here.
yeah. I'm not gonna say what kind of signs you're making, but you're definitely making signs. But the thing is, and they had an interview with Shane, and basically they asked him about the ending and the story, and he said that the character gets killed because Sampler gets killed at the end by Chris. He's more of an observer. He's a neutral party in this. He didn't cause any of the negativity that's happening with any of them.
Who the
Sampler.
The Sampler guy?
Yeah, the obvious villain of the story is the thief.
Yeah.
Who continues to go on. His pattern's broken. Now his pattern's completely broken, so he doesn't know what to do.
Why is his pattern broken?
Because the cycle that was happening was the waste from the pigs was going into that river. From that river, these plants were becoming modified into the green thing. And from the plants, he was getting the larva. The larva, he was drugging up people. And then that's where the cycle continues. So because they killed the Sampler and they took control of the pigs, they're taking control of the cycle now. As these people that are connected to this, as this happened.
They don't. It doesn't show. It shows Chris shooting the Sampler.
Yeah.
In the farm.
In the farm.
But after that, like she doesn't go to jail or anything, so I don't think he's dead. I think his operation got found out, and unfortunately for him, he's probably gonna be put in jail, even though he didn't really do anything wrong. He was helping people.
He was helping people. Yeah, you can even take him as one of the good guys.
He's a partner in crime with the thief.
He's not.
Oh, how do you?
As far as I know, from not only the theories that I'm reading, but also Shane's input on the interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
He never mentions that he's in any way involved in that. He's basically, you can easily take him as just an observer, somebody who sees this happening and is curious and is observing.
I just realized something too.
What?
When you put sound like this in the ground, I guess it's to get the worms out. And since the people have worms, they're trying to come out this way. Yeah. That's too big for a metaphor in this movie. That's the one thing I was like, okay, how did she know where to go?
Oh yeah. Dude, I didn't get that the first couple times, and then after the third time,
he's doing it on purpose. Maybe he's part thief. You know, maybe he's like, partnering with him because he needs the worms back. The thieves need the worms back in the pig, so that the river gets infected with the worm and then go back into the flowers and stuff like that. So
I think that's certainly possible, but the way he hints at it, the thief doesn't know where he's getting these things from. He doesn't know why this certain plant has these worms.
And that's from the beginning? You think you can tell? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
And the beginning connects to the end because they almost do the same thing at the beginning. Yeah. They do it at the end, but basically now it's different is that he can't get these worms. He can't get the larva anymore.
Yeah.
So he's lost. But
from where he doesn't reappear in the movie, does he? At the end?
No.
How do you know he's lost then?
The thief does reappear. The thief is at the very end. He's concerned because he's going through all these plants and is like, they're not there anymore. Yeah. He's trying to buy more and it's like, they're not there, basically.
All right.
So
I don't remember that.
What do you think as far as my comparison? Because I compare this all the time with Unbreakable. And you love Unbreakable, and rightfully so, because Unbreakable is an incredible movie.
It's the cinematography and the sound and the simple conversations between the actors that make that's how you probably making that connection.
I almost see this as a birth of a superhero movie, because these guys have superpowers now. Their powers are very mundane, and they have the ability to visit each other and travel, not physically but figuratively, to different parts of the world. And do that because they visit each other. And one of the cool things is when Chris is first coming back from this state of being brainwashed and a slave, right. You know how she comes back to her house and it's the whole movie is really moody and almost dreamlike. But I didn't realize this, but when she's coming back to her house, she is connected with every single one of the victims. Like, I wish he would have made more of an emphasis on that. But she's walking
That's
in the
right.
house.
There is some people. He visits some other people that are also victims.
He does, but
we
doesn't.
We don't see them again.
She never visits anybody else except.
So how is he able to? That means, that's why you're thinking he was part of the victims at one point.
Yeah, he was one of the victims, and that's why he has the pig farm, so he can visit all of them now. He can walk up to them.
How did he figure out how to do that?
That's a whole other story that he doesn't mention. But I wish he would have. I wish he would have put an emphasis on the sampler more. I wish he would have put more an emphasis on on crispy because of her drugged up mind or whatever state that she was in. I found it insanely fascinating that she was in that state of mind. She was connected to every single one of the victims. Like when she's walking through the house, there is like 20 people there that she doesn't even acknowledge, and those people don't acknowledge her.
That's crazy.
It's awesome. But like, obviously, I feel like this is one of those movies, I can't find any flaw in it. Not because there are no flaws, but because I totally appreciate what the guy's doing.
Right. That's cool.
Like it's like this movie, just like you said, it's a piece of art.
Right.
Like even if you don't like the piece of art, you acknowledge
absolutely.
that it is a piece of art.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I'm talking way too much in this podcast.
It's all right. So yeah, I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, you probably have some notes about the movie, but I'm like, okay.
Is this the first? Would you consider this the first like artsy movie that you've seen?
No.
No.
Melancholia was artsy.
Oh yeah, Melancholia.
That was one of the movies you wanted to do today.
Yeah.
That was artsy. Easier to grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, every movie is a piece of art as long as they're not made for the sole purpose of making money at the box office.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Even though this guy did make huge amounts of profit.
Because then you go back to M. Night Shyamalan, who's probably wants to make the money with movies, but he's still trying to keep his art and make something that pleases him. That's the thing about art, man. Art is, I think it's really self-indulging.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. So it's like almost a selfish thing. So if you find a way to be able to like make money with it, then I mean it's hit or miss, I guess. But
I think as long as you keep making the things that make you happy,
yeah,
you should keep doing it.
What if someone has a vision and he hires artists to make visions happen, like what's happening with the nice big movies nowadays? Because like Batman versus Superman, like
that's not their idea.
So many great creative people worked on that, like the costumes, cinematography, light, like all of it. So that's cool. That's why I still think those big bucks movies, I guess, are also pieces of art, but
they're made up of pieces of art.
Exactly, basically. From many minds, not just a few or one.
I actually thought about it during the last week that it would be cool if we could somehow bring a focus. If we watch a big movie, bring a focus to these small pieces of art that are within all of these movies, like the design of it. But I think that would be way too focused and niche for us to even tackle. But it is like, you're absolutely right. Even these massive movies, they are a collection of a huge different pieces of art that are put together.
Like people's minds getting creative. Like could be anything, even the writing. But when it comes from one person, I think it's harder for the mass audience to understand it, but it can become this beautiful piece of art. Again, that movie looked beautiful.
It's stunning.
A lot of harsh, like, stuff, like cut up people and pigs and stuff, and it's not pretty, but it's nice color and nice lighting, and I don't know what else I'm going to say about this movie.
I can keep talking about it, but I'm not going to talk.
The sound was cool though.
The sound was stuff, incredible.
I like the sampler's kind of like hobby.
Yeah.
At the same time, you don't know if it's a hobby or if he needs to do that to make those sounds.
He does.
He's using this like little mixer. It's not digital, dude. He has a tape on it. He records these things on tape, and then using the knobs, he's able to like speed up the sound. Or slow it down.
Yeah.
And he's making these like slow-mo sounds. And
that, like, we're gonna get nerdy here. Is the stuff that he was doing in that the sampler doing as far as audio recording and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that possible the way he was doing it?
Yeah. Like, remember the part where he has this little like saw blade, and he's
rubbing against the wood and stuff. Yeah.
Piece of metal, and it's like.
Yeah.
But at much higher pitched. So he takes that sound and then slowly, and it's beautifully mixed because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same sound.
Okay.
And they literally like slowed it down to such a low.
But didn't they, like they always say, like, for example, I hear all the time that something is CD quality audio. Doesn't that mean if he's recording it on a cassette, it's lower quality? Did cassettes have lower quality audio compared to like CDs?
It works differently.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So you can't compare
the tape themselves have magnetic, I guess, strips, or the whole tape is magnetic, and using very tiny magnets, I guess. I guess that's how it works. It's imprinting some things on the magnetic tape.
Okay.
And then you play it back and it plays that. Like but a CD it's all digital, zeros and ones. That's all the CD is, zeros and ones. Like.
But would that affect quality?
Okay, so CDs and
this is well beyond my head. So
digital like audio.
Yeah.
Like what we're recording right into the computer.
Mm-hmm.
From the microphones, the membrane's moving this way with the compression of the air from our voices.
Like vibrating slightly,
exactly.
right?
That vibration is transducing into zeros and ones. It's taking one kind of energy, which is acoustical energy,
okay,
and translating it for the computer to understand.
Okay.
So per second, the computer only captures so many zeros and ones, you know?
Okay.
So that's kind of how that works. With the tape stuff, there's no limit. It can go
because
deep.
It's analog, basically.
Yeah, it can go deeper.
God, that's fascinating.
Like instead of having 16 captures of frames per second, I know the numbers are completely off.
Go ahead.
It's probably in the thousands per second in the audio. Tape is I guess unlimited. I guess that's how it works, and that's why you get a warmer sound. Now you're not gonna get the really high frequencies, and might lose some lower end, but everything in between, it's infinite as far as how much up and down it goes. It's hard to explain it.
Dude, this stuff is so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like when he was doing the sampling,
it's like a graph paper versus a blank paper.
What?
Never mind. Hopefully someone gets it out there.
You had me all the way until the graph paper thing. God. So this episode has turned into me fucking loving the shit out of Shane Carruth, and you being like, it's wait.
Yeah, just hold it in your pants.
Dude, I wish I wish we were bigger so we could interview him. He doesn't even have a Twitter. I signed up for a Twitter thing.
Nima, we're gonna get there.
We are gonna get there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because here's the thing, I want him to sit down with us and be like, you know what? We want to do the same thing you're doing. We might do it better, but tell us how you're doing it. Well,
dude, you can't. I don't believe you can get much out of asking an artist their process, because I think especially the deeper pieces of arts like this one, it's who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if the artist in the end doesn't realize what the process was. It just
when he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Creativity doesn't come you can do stuff in your daily routines to enhance your creativity when you have to be creative.
Yeah,
but a lot of the creative stuff that people make come out of I don't know, just. I don't know how to describe that. It doesn't come from an organized place, I guess. Maybe it does. I would love to have a scientist in here that talks about neuroscience.
Yes. And that's the thing. I feel like as we keep going, we should definitely start doing interviews with people that we find interesting.
People that know a lot about their stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So they can teach us about this stuff.
Yeah, we can ask them a question. Anything that we're interested in is hey, so when someone's playing music, what parts of their brains are being lit up? I know that already. All of them.
What?
Yeah. Music is that one thing that
sounds so cocky.
Yeah.
From somebody who's into music.
For listeners too.
All of them.
For listeners, when you listen to music, all your brains all your parts of your brains are, a lot more parts of your brain are active. When you're playing music, it takes it to some kind of different level.
Did you hear that from an actual person?
I've heard that in many articles and books. And,
if you knew an actual person, you should definitely bring him here and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, when I'm working and if I need to do some, mundane pieces of work, out at the office, if I have an amazing mix and my headphones playing, man, I can go at it for 4 hours straight. Yeah. I want to know why that is. I want to know.
Enhances productivity. As long as you find the music that kind of relaxes you but motivates you at the same time. I don't know. That's why people like listen to when they go to the gym.
Yeah.
And when I'm at home relaxing, when I'm trying to relax, because it's hard for me to relax, I don't know why, I try to listen to really quiet, very simple, long dragging notes music.
Dude, how long have I known you?
That was... I think we met at Desert Ridge when we were
was it 03?
18, 19, 20 perhaps.
So, God. No, we were not 20 years old, dude. I was still in high school when we met.
Yeah, but I might have been 20 then. Maybe you were 18 because we're 2 years apart, right?
I think I was 17 and you were probably 19-ish.
How old are you now? 17?
I'm 29. I'm almost 30.
I'm 31, so 2 years, yeah. You were 18, I was 19, 20.
So that was 12 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever...
Yeah. 11, 12 years ago.
I don't think I've ever seen you relax the way I relax. Like you have a completely different version of relaxing.
Completely.
Yeah.
Dude, I envy your relaxation sometimes.
Dude, relaxing is like my number one activity.
I don't know how to do it. You know, the times I feel relaxed is when I know I got shit done and I can relax for a little bit before I got to take on the next, group of things that I got to take care of.
I think I was almost about to say that's your problem, but that's definitely not your problem.
But it is.
Because you get shit done.
Thank you.
You have a list and you get that shit done.
I try my best.
God.
I try my best.
So here's what I think you should do. This is totally not about the topic. Buy a journal like this, even if it's smaller.
And I have one.
Keep,
not like this, but I
keep
have one.
jotting notes. I read online that if you want to be creative, start writing down ideas, even if they're bad, and don't stop until you have like the full page written down.
Every day?
Every day, whatever it is, because I have two of these. One of these is going to be for writing random things and drawing ideas. And this other one, this orange journal that I have,
Just for this?
It's just for the podcast. And this better be filled up. And it's going to get filled up. And I want us to keep tackling crazy ideas and cool ideas and shit that we want to talk about.
Sure.
Like...
But I feel like today, since we still had a topic, it was pretty easy. I didn't feel like we had to stay on the top of the topic that whole time. Maybe it's because, I have a bias.
Yeah.
Towards
us
the movie. Towards the movie I just watched. Like, I don't really like it. I'm not going in with an open mind on this one. But again, we're supposed to have opinions, so.
I think having an opinion is the best part of it.
But the fact that I don't have much to say about the movie, like, made me want to talk about different.
Are you going to watch
today.
his next movie?
If you remind me, yeah, I'll go see it.
I'll make sure we can. He usually releases them really quickly on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I was going to ask you?
Oh, it's going to be a Netflix movie?
No, it's not going to be a Netflix movie, but since he became famous because his movie was pirated illegally, he's all for it. He's all for the ability for more people to watch
his first movie is like, yeah, people are pirating it, but that's great. I don't care. Take it.
Yeah,
watch it.
He was all about it because he would not become famous or I don't know if I would call it rich, but he wouldn't become who he is if the movie wasn't pirated. That's the new norm. Like
in order to make it and to get the attention of people who can fund you and pay you good money to do what you like doing, you have to do it for free a lot, which makes sense to me. But
I think the idea is that the people that pirate your movie, if they like it, they will find a legal way to pay for it. Like. I don't know if I pirated the movie,
some of those people would.
Too. Yeah, and that's enough for him to make a living.
Guess so.
So one thing I was going to ask you about that, and I really hope you remember.
Hold that thought.
Another break?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so many breaks.
I got to pee, dude. We are back, and I had a question while I was out there alone.
While you were peeing? I want to talk about the peeing experience in the studio, but we'll talk about that.
It's less than ideal.
It's gross.
Yeah. Anyways, you were saying something that made me think. That I'm relaxed. Like, do you ever see me relaxed?
I don't know if I ever have, but dude, I'm thinking about it now for a period of like 12, 13 years. It's impossible for me to remember individual events. Like you and I have we've done so many things together and we've gone to the cabin. I'm sure you were relaxed in the cabin, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Nothing to do there.
Yeah, but dude, you had stuff to do there.
Yeah, I was dude.
Yeah, your mind was racing to either create stuff.
Story of my life.
Yeah. So I hope you remember this. In the movie, you remember the opening in the movie, do you remember Chris's job? Get over it. We're going to talk about this. It's the episode. Do you remember Chris's job? You remember she was a visual effects editor or movie maker or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie that she was working on? It was this weird thing that was made out of paper. This weird animal that was walking around. It looked insane.
Why do I not remember this?
You should definitely... dude, if I can... I'm going to Google this while we're talking.
No, just keep describing it. I remember it.
It's imagine if a kid designed a horse. And imagine if that horse was made out of those paper loops that these guys make.
Right.
And imagine that thing moving it around.
Wait, it's before she gets...
Yeah, and like at her job, she's looking at a video and they're talking about how they can see somebody's foot. Like they're
what does she... She's under like the slave spell when she's actually making those loops out of her house.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They're not really connected. So don't think... I mean, obviously he makes them connect. But what I'm trying to get at is that what you're seeing her work on in a movie... is actually the movie that he was making before he stopped making it to make this movie, which was supposed to be this weird sci-fi movie.
Is that 1.5 movie coming out anytime soon?
I don't know. I hope he makes it because that looked very interesting. And his visual effects, if that is anything like what the movie was going to be, man, it was gorgeous. Like it was one of those perfect visual effect shots. And I hope, oh my God, I forgot what the movie was called. Damn it.
Anyways, you'll find it.
I will find it when the episode's over, and I'm going to be really sad. Oh, here we go. Dude, check this out. I'm going to turn this monitor around. And for the people in the podcast, try to listen really closely and watch the video. It's happening right here up top.
Oh, I remember that. You're right.
So I hope that he does make that movie, whatever it is.
So that was part of that movie, of this movie.
Yeah, this was the screens that she was working on.
I think I know why he put that in the movie, because I remember at the beginning of it, where my mind went when I saw this and was getting a gist of like the drug aspect of the movie and stuff like that. And then later on with all the sounds and the stuff that the characters hear, and then it goes from like the sampler and he's making sounds into a sound that the other two characters actually are hearing. It's like really, really well connected from scene to scene, all the sound. And it's not really music. I mean, it's art. Yeah. It's a sound. I don't personally call it music. Some people would.
I know what you mean.
It's just really cool sound transitions. Like, I feel like he's trying to show people that all sounds is the same. It depends on its frequency and stuff like that. Like, if that even makes sense to anyone.
I think it does.
It does to me, because I've been into that sound stuff for a while. But that was really cool. That was really cool of the movie. The sound aspect of the movie.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where I'm totally like sucking this dude's dick. Like, whether you hate or love his movies, you should watch it once so he gets the viewer and he continues to make amazing movies. Because I feel like 10, 15 years down the line,
now that I know it's his second movie only, I'm really interested in seeing what he comes up with next.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's all
he's
good.
been doing like some like Divergent, which, you know, that it's a really cheesy.
He's done what?
No. He wasn't in it, but he was hired as a consultant, and apparently he directed one dream sequence, and he led the visual effects for it. And everybody's saying that dream sequence was so amazing.
In Divergent?
Yeah,
I watched that movie.
In one of the Divergent series movies.
There's 3 now. It's probably a newer one then.
I don't know, but he does one sequence in it, and apparently it's incredible.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I'm excited for what he's going next. I hope he doesn't do a whole like 180 where he only does music for other directors. No. I hope
his cinematography is too good.
Yeah, but
his editing is too good. Like, he's gonna move on to do something epic.
Could you imagine? This dude was an engineer. He was an engineer. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna make movies now, and he's amazing at it. Yeah. You know what? What we need.
Well, again, I'm not a fan of the storytelling, but you know, he's making his thing and he likes it, and I'm cool with that. Yeah. Will I watch that movie again? No. Maybe 10 years from now when I want to get inspired.
I'll probably rewatch it like in a few months. I might rewatch it this week because of our discussion.
I'm going to rewatch it tonight.
Dude, I rewatch things all the time. Yeah. I was telling people about our podcast. Yeah. And you know how you and I watch things completely differently?
Yeah.
Like, sure. I will watch something. If I like it, I will rewatch it 1,000 times just so I can get more of the story.
When we watched House? You watched all of them, and then you would come over and we watch it because you want to talk to me about my reactions and stuff.
Or I would have you come over to my house so you could play Call of Duty so we could talk about it.
Call of Duty?
Yeah. Call of Duty was the game that you were saying, like, you're not into games, you don't play games. And you sat down and you played all the way through the story mode of Call of Duty in one sitting. And I
did that?
Yeah, it was insane for even somebody like me.
Are you sure it's not Battlefield?
No, it was Call of Duty.
What?
Yeah, it was Call of Duty.
What got me into Battlefield then?
Battlefield was because Ben and I used to play Battlefield. So when Battlefield 3 came out, I think.
Yeah.
We all got it on the Xbox and we wasted so much time on it.
Dude, I had my favorite video game moments with you guys playing that.
Yeah. We had the Battlefield moment, which is
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like losing by so many points and
then coming back.
Yeah. Sitting at each of our houses with our headphones and like mouthpiece. All right, there's a guy on the right. Get him. Grenades.
So like 3 or 4 episodes down the line, we're going to have a discussion about gaming. And it's going to be the 3 or 4 of us or 8 of us.
Wait, is that going to be the one about WoW?
No.
Okay.
The one about WoW is going to be mostly about the movie. But since Joe has been involved, we were talking about last night. He's been playing WoW for 10 years now.
So maybe with them two, like all 4 of us can do, like we can get together once a month and do a video game or a gaming thing.
Yeah. Dude, we're right now we're playing Division, which is Interesting.
You guys on the computer now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you took your gaming experience to the next level.
I did, but I kind of want to take it back to a level where I only work on my computer.
Just like consoles, man.
I know. Consoles are easier, but I mean...
The only computer games I got into was Minesweeper.
Great.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
Okay.
And Age of Empires.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Civilization kind of game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that was
Roller
fun.
Coaster Tycoon where you make your own. Yeah.
Yeah, I've played that one too.
So this is totally just us chatting. Are you going to sell the PlayStation so we can get another nice mic?
Yeah.
Do we want to... Let's do that quickly.
I'm doing it. I just haven't gotten
Do it
around
harder.
to it. I know. I have like a pile of shit in my house that's for Craigslist. There's an amp, there's a bass,
Really?
there's a speaker, and then there's a PS4.
So speaking of the peeing experience in the studio, if we ever end up getting a room somewhere, which I hope we do at some point soon,
With our own bathroom.
not our own bathroom, but the bathroom has to be nicer than this.
Yeah, but that's
I feel like people
that's
do
up to
meth in
management
this
of the
room.
place, you know?
Yeah, this bathroom looks...
Because you get like, there's so many different kinds of people here.
Where's that supposed to mean?
That means there's all kinds of people. This complex sees different kinds of people. Some of these people are not very respectful of the bathroom's etiquette.
Of the shitting etiquette.
Like leaving the exhaust fan on before leaving after you took a massive dump.
Oh my God, it was really bad.
Last week. Yeah.
And dude, it looks like the sink right now, it looks like somebody spit on it that is almost dying right now. Like they should get their lungs or whatever the insides checked out if that came out of the inside of somebody. It's really bad.
All right.
But I feel like we've talked for long enough.
It's an hour long. I'm ready to call it a quits for the day.
I am ready to. So let me do our spiel. Roll your eyes. We need to do our spiel. So this is Steadiocast. We're going to be on Steadio.com.
Steadio.com. That's
our backup. I hate so much about you, Remy.
So much about you, Remy.
Like us on iTunes, follow us on SoundCloud, give feedback, rate us, let us know how we can improve. If you have ideas for shows, let us know. We are just setting up our Twitter so we can engage on people that way, but I don't know how to use Twitter.
I think Twitter is more for like, I love following news on Twitter. It's great.
But I want to engage not only the audience, but maybe even future prospects for show ideas on.
Well, what we could do is like maybe record 5-second snippet or 10-second snippet of every week's podcast and post it on Instagram or Twitter.
Okay.
That could be a good idea.
I agree. And I'm going to make our descriptions a little bit more casual. But anyway, so thank you for listening to us. Please engage and give it a listen. Should we cut it to the end? Are we done?
Yeah. Next week is Serial, and we have a guest, and we'll see how that goes. And after that, we are going to do number 7. It's going to be no subject. We're just going to hang out and talk. I like that.
We might drink.
A lot.
Not a lot, because I have to drive home. But so thank you for listening. I am going to make an executive decision. I'm Remy. Nope, I'm Nima.
And I'm Nima. Wait, no, I'm Remy.
Thank you and bye.